This is the question I got asked this morning. How many people email addresses can I share a Google file or folder with at one time? And I went and did some research. Someone said that you can only share a Google file, doc, sheet, folder, a form, whatever, or a folder with no more than 200 people at a time. I haven't tested that, and I can't find anything to state specifically the maximum number of email addresses you can put on a Google file when you're sharing a Google file. That would be in reference to this. How many email addresses can I put under people with access? Typing in email addresses. A couple things I did discover while doing research on that is that you can only have a Google Docs sheet or slide file open on 100 tabs or devices at a time. And then it says, furthermore, if there are more than 100 instances of a file open, it's going to restrict access, editing access, to the owner and of some users with editing permissions while that is happening. Now that tells me clearly this: for the most part, you can't have a Google Doc sheet or file open more than 100 times and expect to be able to edit the file while it's open on all of those different devices or by all of those individual users. So if you want to be able to edit something that people are looking at, don't make sure you're not sharing it with more people who could potentially all open it at once. Might be a little bit of a stretch to have that many people open it at one time, but it is worth noting about the limitation. Additionally, think this idea: if you want to share it with a large group of people, what you might want to also do is think about, maybe I can grant general access to, if it's a Google Workspace file, give general access to everyone on the domain. And that way, everybody with the same email address extension can have access to the file together instead of typing in 100 different email addresses for the people in that domain. And lastly, if you're going to want to give access to a whole bunch of people, what you might want to do is create anyone with the link can have access as a viewer, and then restrict the number of people who have access as an editor. Just a couple ideas to think about. The bottom line, the only limitation I found is 100 devices or 100 instances open at once, and still having edit capability while it's open by that many users. I'm Teddy, your Google Workspace and Gmail guy. I hope this information is helpful to you.